I am about ready to demonstrate the entirety of this project. Here we go. On the camera, on the circuit, what you're looking at is a Raspberry Pi Pico 2W in the lower left corner. In the lower right corner is a Raspberry Pi Pico with the RP2040, the original. So the Pico 2W on the left and the Pico on the right are in master-slave mode over SPI bus, the 2W being the master and the Pico standard being the slave. And they work fairly well. Took a long time getting there, I have to admit. And now they're finally in a mostly conventional SPI master-slave configuration. The Pico is in charge of 4 switches. That's the red, yellow, green LEDs off to the far right of the breadboard, and there's an optocoupler, a white little square optocoupler that is like the 4th switch. We can call it blue because it will ultimately turn on a blue LED, but the optocoupler is coupling a signal to a GPIO line on the ESP32 S3 WROOM, which is in the upper left of this video. And when it receives a 1 from the optocoupler, the ESP will turn on a blue LED. And let me demonstrate that. Demonstrate that. Oh, we're not plugged in. Okay, here we go. We're going to fire everything up. Now we're getting a temperature reading, 70 degrees F on the OLED. I'm going to refresh the web page. We have the same reading on the web page. The Pico 2W on the left is, on the lower left, is serving a JSON string to a dedicated web server. The dedicated web server is an old banged up HP laptop that I had. I converted it to a web server. It runs XAMPP with MySQL and Apache and PHP. Far more efficient than trying to make the Pico 2W serve an actual web page. It's a headache. It's not even worth it. So if you can set up a dedicated web server on your local network, that's the way to go. It's far more robust, reliable. This circuit never fails. It never goes down unless the power goes out. Whereas when I was running a web page, when I was forcing the Pico 2W to serve web pages complete with HTML, CSS, and JS files, it would crash like always. Just all I had to do was connect another device and it would stop the process. This never stops, so I can show you here on the browser side. This is the web page, and these are temperature readings stored on the MySQL database. So the Pico 2 is logging. The Pico 2 is sending this JSON string here. Very small payload. It also accepts JSON strings in the form of commands. Turning LEDs on, turning LEDs off. The Pico is sending an on signal to the optocoupler. Yeah, this is what's going on here. The Pico is sending a signal to the optocoupler right there to the anode. The optocoupler turns on. But what happens here? We're tapping off the collector of the output side, the output transistor of the optocoupler. Here's the signal out of the optocoupler. There's a 47K resistor, and then I presume we've got to wire her to ground, and so we're tapping from the collector, and the signal is inverted. That's what's going on. I forgot to turn that off in code. Switch that. So why don't I do that now?